Hey guys, so I am at this Astro track, my home track, in this beautiful weather here in south of Sweden. Got my dog and I have my Mugen MBX8 kind of R-Eco. Kind of R because it started its life as an ordinary MBX8, but I have converted it with the rear arms and stuff like that to make it more to the R version. But what I wanted to show you is that I have converted it to saddle packs, and I want to go through how I did that. Now this started about a week ago. We did the Nordic Championships in Denmark, in Hillerød, and I had some problems. The grip was ultra high. It's a oil clay track, and the grip was like I've never seen it before running on that track. So I had quite some problems during the weekend with the brick pack, and the car wanting to go up on two wheels and flip over and stuff like that. And a friend of mine, we started discussing it and how heavy the brick pack is. And when I got home, I thought that, hey, it can't be that hard to convert it to saddle pack. So what I did, I actually started Googling, and there is a kit for it. I'm not sure if you have to swap out the whole chassis, or if you can just take some parts and put it on the original chassis. But what I did, or first of all, from the beginning, the motor on this car sits here. You have the ESC here. You have the receiver in a receiver box over here. And you have the brick pack 4S laying on this side. So what I started with doing is to just flip the motor and motor mount and front center differential around. Problem is, if you mount it in the same holes, it's going to hit the pillar here, the steering pillar. So what I did, I actually took the chassis and put it in my milling machine, and I drilled some new holes. You see here are the original holes for the differential. So I moved it 6 millimeters more into the middle and about 2.5 millimeters back, and that gave me the clearance I needed here. As you can see, I haven't swapped the center drive shafts, and as you can see, that one is it's very far out in that joint. So I have seen people using, when you're using the dog bones and not the shafts with a built-in, I don't know what you call these, CVAs more maybe. If you use the dog bones, you can actually use the S-Works dog bones. I think the rear is 112 millimeter, and I can't remember what the front one is, but I saw someone on YouTube doing that. So that drive shaft sits a little further out in the outdrive, and that one sits far in to the outdrive. Don't know if you can see it there. Where do we have it? There. So, but it's no problem, I think. I could potentially see that point being a weak point, and maybe chipping the outdrive and losing the front drive. But so far it's held up. I've only run a couple of packs with it. So that was the first thing I did, get the motor and differential there. And then I took the servo. Now I had this laying around. This is from the MBX8R Nitro version. And so I just cut that carbon fiber plate holder and I mounted it in new holes. So these are the old holes for the servo mounting, and just drilled some new holes, and it worked fine. So I have it pretty far to the front, and that way I get room for the ESC right here. You could maybe use the original one. You just have to mount the ESC in another way, or maybe moving the batteries a little further back would help. So and maybe in the future I will 3D print some kind of new box for the receiver and the transponder. And then for the batteries, I checked. The first one I checked was the Team Associated RC8B 4.1, I think. And I could order some of those, but I didn't want to wait. So I 3D printed these in ABS plastic. And these are, according to the file, they are for the X-Ray XB8. So far they've held up, and I think they're gonna continue doing that. But if they break, I will just buy from the X-Ray, because they should fit in those holes. So that's I think pretty much what I had to do to make this all fit together. Nova, gör du? Duktig. So yeah, so far I've driven 2 rounds with it, 2 packs, and I can say for sure so far it's got less tendency of flipping over. This is a pretty high grip Astro track when running the spirals and mini spikes, and I don't feel I have the same tendencies as I used to flip the car over. So I think it's lowered the center of gravity, and it's also lowered the overall weight. With these 6400 packs, I am about 60 grams lighter than with the 6600 4S. And if I use my 4800, I am 155 grams lighter. So of course with the 4800 you're not going to do 10 minutes, but I think you could easily do 5 minutes. So qualifier would work with the smaller batteries. So yeah, that's it. Just comment if you have any questions, you want to try this conversion yourself. I can't say that I recommend it because I haven't tried it enough, but I have an overall very good feeling about this. I think it's a good upgrade. And also the first e-buggy world championships is on the way now, and apparently Burakilik is running the saddle pack on his Mugen. So it seems like the next Mugen coming out will be at least optional saddle packs, and pretty much every other manufacturer has them. So yeah, take care, bye.